Welcome to Wine at Nine, your weekly wine night discussion. We talk about everything from deep and philosophical to sometimes random, minute, or funny. I'm your host, Jerry Joseph. Your other host is Jen Joy here. I think she's a polar bear today.
Yeah.
And then the other host is KG, the dragon, not alligator.
There you go. No alligator, no dinosaur.
I'm a red panda, in case you guys didn't know. me and my baby Ellie.
That's so weird, dude.
How's it weird? That's my spirit animal.
We'll roll with it.
All right,
As far as
whatever.
our wines today,
Yeah.
Be having Chloe. It's a Merlot. Everybody's from Cali, so Merlot from Cali. Jen here is going to be having Seven Moons, a red blend, also from Cali. And my guy Jerry Joseph, Tailor Made, a red blend, I believe. Cab, I'm sorry,
Oh,
Cab.
yeah.
From Cali also.
Is yours a red blend?
It is not, it's a Merlot.
Wait, should you know? Didn't you pick out our wines again
I
this week?
did, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. 2 weeks in a row. High
Just
five. Thank you. All right, guys. So this week we are going to call Jen's mom live, and we're gonna have her give us a toast.
That's right.
Yeah, you call your mom, and while you're doing that, I want to tell you guys, I think this is really cool that you chose this wine because for every bottle, they actually tell you the bin number. And
I noticed that.
they have a whole story about, tailor made is the name of the wine. So each wine is tailor made, and there's supposed to be a distinct story for each time for the particular wine. It's like I thought that was really cool. I thought it was a really cool touch.
It is, actually.
That is
man.
neat. Okay, so I have my mom here. She is going to tell us what we're toasting to. Okay, Mom, what are we toasting to?
Retirement and a house on the beach.
Ah, any beach in particular?
Not in particular, just anyone.
All right,
Just
excellent.
anyone. Okay.
Anyone.
We can definitely toast to that.
All
To
right.
retirement and a house on the beach.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
I think you cut her off. She didn't even finish the cheers. Lord.
Ooh.
I'm satisfied. I'm
Ooh.
satisfied, man.
Go ahead.
And it's funny. I want to make sure it's a Merlot. It's a Merlot. I seldom find Merlots that really I take to like that, but
Oh.
it's just sweet enough, and it's not bitter. It's almost like, to be quite honest, I wouldn't be able to distinguish it from a cab, but it's pretty low on tannins, but it's got a lot of. It's very fruity, man. Like I can even like those notes of blackberry and boysenberry really pop. Like I'm gonna give it a 3.8, my dude.
Wow.
Like seriously,
Out of what?
It's good.
4 or
Like
5,
I'm
I
actually,
forget.
I'm not
Out of
sharing this,
5.
bro. Y'all are out of luck. I'm not sharing this at all, dude. Like
Wow, you really
Yeah.
like it? Well, then why not a 5? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to share it. That's like, wow.
It must not be that good.
Yeah.
Ooh, no, this is.
All right, so what about a 4.8? What would it need to get to a 4.8? Sweetness?
Yeah, you already knew that though.
I like mine. Mine tastes like a Cabernet.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though yours is definitely red blend.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I like it a lot. It makes me crave steak, so I need a medium rare steak to go with this. Always a ribeye, no questions asked. I would say with like lobster tail on top and a nice salad on the side with a baked potato. So that's what this needs.
I noticed the more you like your wine, the more specific you get with your food descriptions.
Well, it's like as soon as I take a sip, it's like I need food to go with it. But it's easier for me when it's red wine. When
Yeah.
it's like a white wine or like a rosé or a blush, it's harder for me to picture myself eating with it because those are so light and sweet that I'm like, oh, okay, this is like a placement wine.
So I will tell you, I don't know if I'm really buying into the hype about it being very specific, and I think this is definitely a wine that I'm gonna try again. This wine is phenomenal. It is out of all the wines I've had, this one has the sharpest flavor, if that makes sense. Like it's very crisp and sharp. That's the two words that come to mind when I drink this wine, and it makes me feel very active. Like there's some shit I have to do. You know what I mean? Like it's something I would drink if I was. It's a great study wine. I bet that's Tifa. Tifa, what are you doing? Get down. Oh, sorry. So if I was studying, if I had to get something done, if I'm, if it's overtime at work, it's crunch time. This is a very active. It's like the Adderall of wine, if that makes sense.
Okay.
For my taste, but it is the flavor is rich. It has a little bit of smoky, but more of a smooth wood flavor.
Smooth wood.
I mean, it's weird. It's so strange to describe, but
Maybe they
this is definitely going to taste different to every single person. I'm really excited about when we do switch wines and try each other's wine. This is I feel like it's a very unique to the individual wine, and I'm loving it. I think this is something that's going to taste distinctive to each person that tries it.
That's what's up.
This
I'm
is
anxious,
a great
man.
wine. I think I'm going to try even more of their wines. Great
I'm
picture.
anxious.
Yeah.
I can see the
Yeah.
excitement in your eyes.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
it really in the eyes. The eyes emphasize how it feels for real.
Thank you.
I picked these wines, especially the Seven Moons, because how minimalist is that? This tailor-made, just classy. Very. I love how the bourbon barrel aged wines always have really nice labels on them. I mean, this looks like just very southern, classy.
A lot of information, which I like on the label. Very
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Informative.
all about efficiency on the show.
I am all about efficiency.
Yeah, specifically Jerry Joseph. The Chloe wine is this is a good, it looks like a nice wedding wine with the bow tie.
I can see that too. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So the aesthetic here is very pleasing. Top shelf wines, all around, all under
Jen's
$30.
on point. Jen is
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
point.
we have actually talked. I feel like we've talked about more wine. Like, great job, by the way, because we've talked more about these wines than I think we've talked about any other wines in our shows.
I think I should continue to be the one to pick out the wine.
Okay, yeah. Or if our guest, our audience doesn't pick out wine for us, then yes, you should pick it out.
Yeah, and we do love all the wines that my friend John specifically has been sending in, giving us. It's very
Screech
nice.
and Stephanie picked out a wonderful wine,
Oh
and
yeah.
that was one of my favorites.
Yeah. So thank you guys for all the recommendations. Keep those coming.
Cheers to you.
Yeah. Cheers to all of our viewers.
Yeah. But we should probably move on to our topic tonight.
We're getting there.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
So we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about charity today. So, question for you guys: Have you guys ever participated in any charity? If you have, how did it make you feel? Why did you do it? And would you do it again? Or is there another charity that you guys think that you may be interested in? Because there are some really big ones out there. A couple that I'm a huge fan of, 3 to be specific. Make-A-Wish Foundation is one of my favorites. Autism, oh my gosh. Yeah, right. Okay, let me start over. Autism Speaks is a very, very good one. I've worked closely with that one before in the past. Also, one that hits close to home is the Alzheimer's Association, because I've had members of my family suffer from Alzheimer's. So are there any that, like I said, you guys have participated in that you may want to participate in? How did it make you feel? Why did you do it?
Cool. We'll start off with KG today.
One for me, just one.
All right. Tell us more about it.
Meals on Wheels, where you take food to the disabled and the incapable, and it was actually a life-changing experience, if I'm being honest about it.
Well, tell us more about it.
Well, so one of my best friends, she was already doing it, and she was like, "Hey, you're really going to thrive from doing this." And I didn't want to concede that because I had my ways and whatnot. But as we started driving, me and her we worked together under a roofing company, and what would happen was I guess on the weekends we would choose to she was actually doing it. I take that back. She was doing it, if I recall correctly, for community service, but See, I
But
just
no,
thought
it doesn't
about
matter. It doesn't matter.
I was
Continue.
gonna
It
ask
does.
if
It does.
that's
That's
why
funny though. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yes, it was
There
some
is a
type
difference.
of.
Yeah, a slight difference. Yeah, but continue.
It doesn't. It really doesn't make a difference though. If I'm being honest about it, because the deed still like. I'll be honest, man. I was What's the word? I was not inspired. I definitely gained from the experience. So we're taking these food carts up to people
Yeah.
that they can't even make it out their house. And I can remember when it really hit me. It was profound as hell. It was like I walked up and like the lady, she was waiting for that meal. It was an older lady, right, on a cane and everything. She was like, the look on her face when she realized, like, you know, that I was there. It was like, you know what, this definitely has a certain purpose in my heart. I guess I don't know, but like it felt good. I don't know how to like what it's. I don't know how to articulate it properly, but it made me feel really good to know that I could bring that level of
what happiness of of help. I mean, you're
Help,
helping another human being that genuinely needs help, right?
Yeah. I mean, she was waiting on that meal. She was hungry.
Almost dependent. Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So I felt good about that, you know, and it made me realize the importance of like empathy and just
Service. Service is a big one, yeah.
yeah.
Service. Because we are all here. I mean, we all have our thoughts and points, but we are here to serve, you know?
We're gonna catch you up on some movies and books, but what's the one, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior? They made a movie called The Peaceful Warrior, and this
I
guy
remember.
Confucius works at the service
Yeah.
station, yeah, and then he's like,
There is no
he's
great-
like this. There's no greater purpose than this. Like, you work at a gas station. He's like, it's
Yeah.
a service station. He's like, there's no greater act than service to others. And I was like,
Yes.
it's really, really profound.
I want to say this though. We're gonna come back to that. That's where I get a little conflicted, and I'm gonna explain that later on. But I do want to hear y'all your personal testimonies in terms of like that was my one experience with it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've never done charity except for like we were just out there and like I had nothing more to. It was just me just giving. But like she definitely like pulled me like let's do it.
What about you, Jen?
I have done. You know what? I think my first time ever doing anything service-wise was, remember at Texas Roadhouse when we did the Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah. What was it? It's for the Georgia
Women's shelter.
battered women and children
Yeah.
shelter. Yeah.
That was.
Love that. That was
yeah, that
incredible.
was incredible. I mean, and it was in Palmetto at this church, and it was, we were just serving the food. It was super simple, but it was just so fulfilling to know that, well, we're just giving you something, that, and they're so appreciative of it, and it just felt so fulfilling. Other ones, like I said, I've worked closely with Autism Speaks for philanthropy reasons that were associated with college organizations. But beyond that, no consistent charity, but the Autism Speaks was really fulfilling because you get to work with children with autism and you see how happy they are in their simple lives, and their simple but complex lives. And it's good to know that there are people out here who have things that hinder them from a normal life, but they still live so happily.
Yeah.
So
I will say that so I've done a couple of things with charity. Where there's Habitat for Humanity, the Georgia Baptist Battered Women and Children's Shelter, Bridging the Gap. We've done that as well.
Oh yeah, we did do the Bridge in the Gap. I forgot about that.
But for me, there's one thing that stood out particularly. That I wanted to show people that you can actually, to create a fundraiser isn't difficult at all, you know. And I will say, my friend Sam Wainwright, actually she really turned me on to this. So she had, I think it was a birthday party of some sort, or some kind of party. And instead of bringing gifts, she just asked that you donate money to the charity at the door, you know, and I thought it was really cool. So that actually inspired me to host my own fundraiser. So a couple of years ago, we did a movie night fundraiser where I, brought out my projector, and we did an outdoor projector screen, and we had free hot dogs, and our friend Hannah brought out popcorn and cotton candy. We just had a bunch of people come out. It was a great summer outdoor movie night. And then it was completely free, and we just asked people to donate money to the charity. For me, I was going to choose a charity that helped out kids that were, mentally, physically, and or sexually abused. My girlfriend at the time suggested that we do Autism Speaks. Her brother is low functioning autistic. And I was like, that's a great idea. And so we ended up raising a good bit of money, for the charity, which I thought was great. But for me, the main purpose of it was to show others that you can actively do something to contribute to different charities and different things that you care about. You can put together your own fundraiser. I was trying to just be an example of that. So whether we raise $5 or $5,000, I wanted people to leave knowing that they have the ability to do it themselves, to put forth and to help out their charities of choice.
Wow.
That's interesting. Is it better to give time or money? Time and effort or money?
Well, I think they coincide.
I don't think so. I do not think so, because I know a lot of people that will throw a checkbook at charity. So
I will tell you right now, I see where you're going with it. In certain circumstances, I don't think you have a choice. Like, for example, I'm a 37-year-old single male, and of all charities, any charity that fuck you. First of all, fuck you. All right.
When you made that statement, bro, I gotta see your eyes.
Man. No. First of all, I'm getting choked up thinking about it. I'm about to cry, dude.
No,
but any charity that helps, kids that have been hurt, or, abused or molested, anything like that, God, man, I would do anything. I would give my time if I could. I would anything I could. But I'm like, hey, I'm a 37-year-old male. Let me help out some fucking fucked up kids. And they're like, whoa, slow the fuck down, right? I hate to say it, but that's reality.
Yeah, it is true.
So you want me to throw a checkbook at you? Yeah, I'll do that. But if I could, go volunteer my time and, spend time with these kids and whatever they want me to do to help them out, I would absolutely do it. But as a male,
I would
you see what I'm saying?
I would love to spend time with children with autism. I mean, they're so heartwarming. But let's talk a little bit about foundations that we know about that we either could donate to or that we are just very fond of. For me, Make-A-Wish Foundation is one that I'm really fond of. I've never worked with them, never donated to it, but I really appreciate what they do. For those of you that don't know, I mean, it's pretty simple. I know you've all seen the commercials.
Yeah.
Make-A-Wish is, they take a child with a severe illness, and then they ask them for one wish, which, by the way, do you guys know what the top 5 things are that these children ask for?
No, but I would love to know.
Okay, so I think number 1 is a trip to Disney. Number 2 is meeting a celeb. I think number 3 is a trip to Hawaii specifically. Number 4, I can't. I don't know 4 and 5.
Our fact checker can tell us what that is.
Yeah.
Right, Frank?
I'm on it now.
Wait, while you're looking that up, Frank, do you have a favorite charity?
I do. It was actually, you mentioned it, was the Women's Battered Sheltered one.
Yeah.
It hits home pretty hard, so yeah, that's the main one I go to.
Yeah, so actually I think number 5 is a shopping spree.
I
think I read that a 7-year-old wanted a shopping spree and spent $22,000 in Target for Christmas presents for himself and his family.
Is
Dumb.
it?
It's a child, and this
It's
is
a
a wish.
child.
Come on.
And he has leukemia.
By
No,
the
we
way,
have a
if
different
I was a
idea.
child, I would ask for the dumbest shit ever. You know what I'm saying?
Some kids are I want to drive a submarine. I want to swim with mermaids. Some of these kids have really elaborate wishes, and you're like, wow, cool that they can even come up with this type of thing. But maybe it's easier as a kid. I don't know.
It is. It has to be, because there are people that do those things every single day of their lives, and they'll tell you. For me, man, I think, and I'm getting I'm starting to understand this. Like, time is your currency, man. It doesn't. So, I'm really funny about like even charity because like I'm starting to kind of understand this. I think what it represents, it's almost, and it's not to sound skeptical, but it's almost like an opiate for the altruistic. Like people need to feel good and people need to feel like they're doing the right thing. But in reality, if you want to help people, man, you get to the root of whatever the hell it is that's causing their shit, man. A trip to Disney World is gonna make you feel. That's why I struggle with that. That's why I say like, go ahead.
No. I want you to keep
Yeah,
going. I'm
finish
sorry. I don't
because
want
I
to.
want
Yeah.
to.
Oh hell yeah!
I
Oh,
want to
shit.
wreck everything you're saying. And
I
it's-
love it. I love it.
Continue,
No,
go ahead.
no, but on a serious note, yo. On a serious note, bro.
Yeah, on a serious note, what?
No, affirmation, it is everything, but it doesn't mean you have to find it in just personal, like, good personal experiences, man. And I believe that.
I would say I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you. There are plenty of people that have plenty of examples in my life where someone has done something for me that they didn't have to do, that I really appreciate it or may have changed me as a person. And some of these people, like you think about the battered women shelter, you think about these kids that have been physically, mentally, or sexually abused. They didn't ask for that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't. They're not using that to define them, and the people who are helping them aren't. I would imagine most aren't doing it to feel better about themselves. I mean, no lie. There's a feel. You get a sense of feeling good after helping others, and I don't think you should feel guilty about that. You know.
Not guilty, but you should
Or-
definitely.
So let's switch wines, and let me throw out the top 5, which Jen, you're pretty spot on. But for adults, it's paying for.
Oh yeah, for adults it's different.
It's paying for basic needs. It's a vacation. Number 2, travel to a family reunion. Number 3. Number 4 is Disneyland. Everyone's got that kid heart.
Yeah.
And number 5 is a day in the town. Now, for children, first and foremost is Disney. I mean,
Yeah.
come on now, right? They want to meet a celebrity. Number 2,
Uh-huh.
international travel. They want to go to
Oh, that's what I
Croatia
heard
or
about.
somewhere like exotic like that.
Uh-huh.
Number 4 is Hawaii, specifically, and then the shopping spree.
Yep.
I can see that. Yeah.
Go ahead and switch the wines up.
All right. Well, I finished
All
mine,
right.
but you know.
Go ahead and pour another glass, and let's do it.
Okay. I'll do that.
We'll wait for you to pour your glass, and then we'll switch.
Well, that makes sense, right?
Look at that. It's lush. I love it.
That's a pretty wine.
Switch it up. Y'all let me know what you think.
That's our thing now. Moving to the left.
I'm
Yep.
grabbing the 7.
I got-
Okay.
Damn,
Yeah, your
this
Chloe?
is full. This is.
As it should be. Oh.
Smells good.
Whew. Hmm.
I want to say something, man.
Please,
Our
please.
our wines definitely reflect our personalities. I just realized this because Jen actually gets the sweeter wines most of the time.
No, I think you get the sweeter ones.
No, I promise you. Like
He does.
even
Maybe
even-
not, huh?
She does.
Consistently, he gets more sweeter wine.
Me, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, your wines are definitely sweeter.
Man, I can't. See.
What?
Recently, I've been getting the peach Moscatos, and wow. That's
I mean, I consider those pretty sweet.
Jerry Joseph would be the adult that's like, I'm gonna go to Disneyland.
No. I'll go to the Nintendo World in Japan, but
What is that?
Nintendo World.
do you ever seen that Nintendo theme
It's
park?
pretty good, by the way. This is that only reason I said that, Jen. Good job, girl.
Yeah, you like
did
the
your
Red
thing.
Blend, right?
Hell yeah. It's actually better than the Merlot. Right? I mean, it would make sense. I'm not a fan of Merlot at all.
Really?
I don't know what it is. It's just too bitter for me in general. This one's different.
I think Cabernet is way more bitter than Merlot.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Wait, can we get a third opinion?
I think it depends on the cab and it depends on the Merlot. They can both go either way. You can have strong tannins in Cabernets or weak. Same with Merlot. So it kind of depends.
Then maybe I need to try more Merlots.
Did we just switch?
Yeah.
So I would
That's
say
mine.
that anyone that's a wine drinker knows that Chloe isn't it's not bottom shelf, but it's also not top shelf. It's kind of an average wine, and I think this textbook, it's got the tannins, it's got the bite, it's got the flavor that you're looking for, but there's nothing that stands out about this particular wine to me.
Shots fired.
No, I mean, but it's also everything you would expect. It delivers on everything that it says it's gonna be. If you've had, I mean, most people have had Chloe wine before. You know, Josh Rodman.
No, he's goofy, dude.
Chloe
it's cool,
and Josh.
Man.
We've all had a Chloe and Josh wine.
I'm drinking your Seven Moons. Mm-hmm. This is nice.
That's a good red one.
Oh yeah, what'd you think about mine? That was really
well,
great.
this is. Oh yeah, I like yours a lot. Yeah, and you're right about like it's unique to each person that's drinking it, because I don't think that I really got what you were getting, like the smoky, none of that. But it's a really good, flavorful wine. I hate to say it, but rich in fruit, clearly, but
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's how I felt about this one. This one has a little bit of sweetness to it, and it packs like a flavor punch.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put my finger on exactly what fruit it is. Like, it's almost like blackberry, but there's something a little bit smoother than a blackberry, and I can't really like pinpoint exactly what that is, but it's there. It's rich, full, and smooth. I like that.
Maybe
about
like a
this one.
grape. Maybe a muscadine.
Y'all funny, dude. I can't.
Maybe
I
a
need to see this man's
muscadine.
eyes, man. He
Okay.
messed it up, he's funny, dude.
Take your wine back. Let's go. What were we talking about? We're talking about. Where did we leave off? We were talking about the
What I was
the
gonna
top
say.
5. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say, bro. There's this fine line between. Okay, I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna try to be as politically correct about. Fuck that. Actually, fuck that. So
Say
it's
it.
very simple. No, it's simple. So there is a if it almost seems sometimes that charity can be the opiate for the altruistic. So altruistic. That means just doing it for the sake of just doing it to be good. But in reality, man, I realized there's this fine line, yo. You got two types of people, man. You got one that's going to do like what's necessary and do it from the dark and like do like it doesn't matter like fucking like money. They're going to actually be a good person to you.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only affect so many type of people when you're being a true person. But then you got those types that are like they see the bigger picture, and they'll make the sacrifices and they'll grow and they'll get bigger and they're bigger. And then like you can affect. You got to be able to change things from the inside sometimes too, man. The system is really screwed up. So when I go, all right, to put that in a nutshell, when I go
Yeah.
and like do charity,
That one time.
it can be asshole. It can be at one time, but it was even that was still bittersweet because it's like yes, it felt good. Feeling good isn't always the last. You don't. It's not the last. Like it's not the end means. If that makes sense.
I know it does make sense.
That's what I mean. Like it's the opiate.
and I
for,
agree
like,
with you.
Thank you.
I think, and this is a personal belief of mine, is that I think that charity work should be more mainstream. Mm-hmm. You think about how many people go out and buy a fucking Easter basket. How many people dye eggs? How many people in America alone dye eggs but don't even eat eggs? You know what I mean? For a holiday. So I propose, and I think this would be a great idea. I think that we should have a charity week as a holiday, like a holiday week, where for this week we give it the same attention that we give Valentine's Day, 4th of July,
Christmas.
Halloween.
We give Christmas the whole
Please,
fucking month.
please, for as much as Christmas, and for 1 week, that's it. That's what you do. First of all, let's make it a 3-day weekend on both ends, where you can donate your time to whatever charity that you want, this Saturday or that Saturday or whatever it is. Make it, very public, put up advertising, do whatever you want. It should be a time in which everyone gives to a charity, where that's a main discussion in our society, in our country, in our world. What are we doing to help others? And I will say this right now. To anyone who has posted anything about Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, flying to space instead of curing world hunger, I ask, how much money have you donated to ending world hunger yourself? how much time have you donated to those charities? It's easy to point fingers at other people to say that, you should do this. But if we had a system in which, charity is more, mainstream, more people would do it. And by the way, just normal day-to-day people donate billions of dollars, billions, to charity.
Yeah.
We could do more. You and I, the three of us, and all of our audience, and Frank and Tanya, we could all end world hunger if we donated more, if we gave more. We wouldn't have to even ask about Jeff Bezos, going to space. No one would care because the problem would already be solved.
And it would be like kind of like having to pay your taxes. We have to pay our taxes. Okay, you have to do this charity week. You have to. You have to put in your times. You have to log in your hours. It would be
how many people fight, and I'm not to play devil's advocate, I'm being dead ass honest, yo. There are people that they get upset about even tax distribution is not equivalent. Like, people argue about that shit. They get upset. The more money you got, you'll realize quickly how much taxes matter versus somebody who ain't got shit. Yeah. It's like they're not carrying their fucking weight, and that's my point. So it's the same thing with altruism. It's like y'all have good intentions, but if you don't, I always say this, yo, it's a two-way street. If you don't have people that at least the people on the bottom, and the people on the top have to have a common grounds of understanding, and that's what it all boils down to. So
but not all charities are about top and bottom, about who's fortunate, who's misfortunate. Some people have autism. Some people have breast cancer. Some people have colon cancer. Some people were beat by their parents, or neglected or abused. Some of these people, it's not a choice for them. Some people.
I would disagree with that. No, first of all, I'm not saying it's not technically a choice for them, but I hate this. What is this thing, man?
It's a red panda. It's my spirit animal.
For the listeners, yeah, he's got some animal creature thing that looks like
Ellie. Her name is Ellie. I just named her. Named her tonight
on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. From The Last of Us. Ellie.
No, all I'm saying, dude, man, is that at the end of the day, bro, if you don't have a common people are different, bro. You just have to account for that, man. That's it.
Stop saying that. All right, you're right. People are different, but everyone needs charity at some point. Everyone. We've all been in a situation, in which we needed someone else's help.
Yeah, but we've also been in situations that we had to have been accountable for how we got to the position of needing help. Whether it be, to be quite honest, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a personal accountability thing, and even what you come from. So there has to be a certain common ground of moral foundation, because the reality of it is, man, no matter what system that you put into place, people are going to find out. Lazy people are going to find a way to not do what's right. I promise you, it happens every time. So let's have the conversation about religion. It might not. I'm sorry, by the way, not to deviate.
Keep going.
No, it's the truth. No, you have to have a common moral ground, because that's actually the one thing you can't measure.
Jen, let me ask you: Do you pay more attention to people who are deserving of charity, or do you pay more attention to just the act of charity itself?
Probably just the act of charity itself.
I agree. So I'm not. It's not a like a.
Yeah, but the greatest acts of charity are from people you never heard of.
You got your mic on?
He's holding it. Yeah. He's got it in his hand.
I'm making sure he on point.
That's my most favorite acts of charity.
The best.
Of nobody you even know of who have given that act of charity.
Exactly. You don't need recognition
notoriety
to do
when
it.
You go doing something good and you bring your cell phone to show you're doing something good, you know what? Take that cell phone.
You don't see the contradiction in that? You can't not have notoriety. You can't people not know you did it and then at the same time request that everybody kind of subscribe to this understanding of complete charity.
But
does it fucking make sense, yo?
Yes, it does.
What are you talking about? If we did a whole week, all right, like how they do a week of Hanukkah, right? And during like how we have to pay our taxes. You have to pay your taxes. If you don't have to pay your tax, or everybody has to pay their taxes, but some people don't.
Exactly.
I know people that have gone 10 years without paying taxes, but
I'm one of them. I promise you. That's my point. Accountability is still a factor. It's a component in things. So if y'all going to talk about charity, you got to talk about. If you're gonna make that the number one thing, it has to be there has to be a system that holds everyone accountable, and the only way to do that is for everybody has to be on the same line of thinking in terms of what is good for everybody.
No, I just thought of this. I just realized this. Charity comes from your heart and your character. So for yours definitely.
Man, take this off.
Yours comes from a place that is different than ours. I think that Jen and I could go out without being recognized for our actions. We could do it just out of the kindness of our heart, and we wouldn't even question who's even in need. We would do it because that's what's on our heart. I think that our heart is different than yours, and that's fine. But I think the charity comes from different places.
Yeah.
If that were the case,
people.
man, you would literally be broke right now because you would have just realized, like,
It doesn't
I
have
would
to be
give
money.
everything. No, well, how's it not? Okay, then
Time?
what would it?
Were we not just talking about
Yeah,
time?
I would give
Giving
time. I would give energy. It's not just money. Here's the thing: you could throw as much money as you want at a kid who's been abused, and it doesn't solve the problem. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The trauma's still there.
Take that off, bro.
Fuck you!
Why are you worried about? Put yours down.
That's LL Cool Panda. Leave him alone.
No, good stuff. I understand what you're saying.
I feel like charity means something different to you than it does to say someone me or Jen.
No. I come from a position, I can't afford to just be like, yo, like, it's your priorities, man. You don't have, I always say this, man, if you have the capacity to be a really good person, there's something that you're sacrificing along the ways. Like, my daughter is my ultimate priority, and I think maybe that's what it boils down to. Maybe, I don't know if anything, but it's like, I do everything, like, I have to bypass and sacrifice a lot of things. It's like, because I got a direct line of what's important for me. You can't save the world if, like, you have, like, and that's why I say, like, it's easy for you to say these things, but nothing's holding you accountable. It's like, what, your cats?
Nothing has
I'm not personally
what has
attacking
to hold
you.
me accountable or Jen accountable? What has to hold you accountable?
Our
Something
consciousness
should,
will
because
help.
I think that's a little naive, because you're still a human being. Like, there are certain
You
priorities.
can do it just to be doing it, just
Yeah.
because you care, just because someone might need that.
And honestly, when we're talking about this whole like time that he's like saying that we should have, it should be like time off of work. Like, your work, no
Yeah.
matter what you do, okay, wait, this is not a time for work, almost like the Sabbath day. Like, we don't work on this weekend. This is charity weekend. Participate if you have a good heart. But at the same time, you know, like, some people don't want to throw their whole checkbooks. Like, this isn't just about money. Like, even when you go to the
Yeah.
grocery store and they're like, hey, you want to donate $1? Half the time I say no, because I'm like, I don't know where this dollar's going. Not that it matters, not that I'm missing that dollar, but it's like, I'm not paying you $1. Like, just because I don't know where this money's going. I don't know if you're keeping it.
Yeah,
And
so
you were talking
somewhere
about
along the lines, I don't care how you dress it up, you have a value on your dollar, because at the end of the day, you have a life outlook that mandates, you know, your money means something, man. My money means something. Your time and money means something. You can't be a complete, what's the word? Like, somebody like
Philanthropist?
Yes, you cannot.
Full on rapist?
full on rapist.
Y'all are so fucked up. I missed the joke.
Sorry. That's an Always Sunny thing.
I missed the whole joke.
I'm a full-on rapist.
What
Man, tell me now. I don't like. being
It's a joke from Always Sunny. He gets drunk and he's
I'm
like,
sorry.
God.
he tried to say,
you're a full-on
he
rapist?
tried to say I'm a philanthropist. He goes, I'm a full-on rapist. Hey, the full-on rapist. Sorry, but we're going back to the.
What we looking like,
Charity.
bro? We gotta wrap it up in a minute, don't
We
we?
probably have to wrap it up, right?
We're good. Come on, I got you. Keep going. Keep
Okay.
going. But stay focused on your charity and why. But don't fight. You know, don't fight yourselves over charities. You know, what makes a charity from you, your
Okay,
perspective?
yeah. So
That's a good question,
that
though.
is a great
Those
question.
those that have the most responsibility can afford charity, and I don't mean that in a sense of like to discourage anybody from doing charity. What I mean is,
It's not affordability. It's
Yeah.
accountability.
Yep.
So where's your footprint in life
We
for
love that.
accountability towards? Take the different word from charity. Call it an act of goodness.
Thank you. Thank you for calling it that. I love that. And
Act of goodness.
an act of goodness is going to take
we
away-
need
it's-
more of that in our society.
An act
is
of
what I
goodness
believe.
Yeah.
is going to take away from something, even if it's yourself.
It's
even if
the
those that you
time,
care
but
about.
you should want to give that time. What are we gonna do? Would I rather sit here and watch The Handmaid's Tale than would I rather go sit?
That's
and,
more telling of where you actually place your time. Like, it's other people that are actually
I think it's
out
more
here
telling where you
struggling.
place your
yo.
heart. I think
Yeah,
it's more
absolutely.
where your heart is. Personally,
We're not
take it as an
attacking.
attack. If you, I was about to
It's
say.
not that I'm trying to.
I literally
Yeah,
just said that. I was like, you can take it as an attack, and she's like, we're not attacking. you. Take it as an attack. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I really am trying to understand, man. It's
Here's the
like
thing. So for our charity, for the autism awareness, we raised I think $550 that night.
Yeah.
I spent more money putting that thing together. You know, on the projector, the screen, you know, everything that we bought. I spent more money than we raised. And yeah, you could have said I could have just easily wrote a check and donated it. Yeah. But my thinking was that if I inspired 2 people to go out and raise another $200 each for whatever charity they wanted, that's even more money for charity.
Yeah, but that equipment you bought can do it 5 times more.
Exactly. Yeah. So
which
the
is true.
money's not
Which is,
wasted.
lately I've been thinking about this a lot. I want to do another
We should do
charity
a White
event.
at 9 charity event.
I want to do a pillow fight.
Okay, well we'll talk about that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Can you all be in like lingerie and like?
Okay, I was thinking something
Thank you.
kid.
Thank you. That made me.
Kid friendly.
I was thinking something kid friendly, like you could just whatever.
Well, anyways, so when you're talking about, what was your question? You said to talk about.
It was a statement. It was more or less like gearing towards. It's not a charity. It's an act of kindness. It's like.
Oh no! What you said before that when you were talking about what we think a charity is. Isn't that what you said? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So charities are, to me, and it doesn't have to be anything big, but like, okay, for Autism Speaks, a lot of people kind of question like, okay, well, what is it for? Is it just for research? It's not just for research. They actually, all the money raised also goes to trying to help autistic children as they grow up and transition into adulthood. They give them services or help them find ways to find service
That's
for the rest of
incredibly important, by the way.
yeah, for
Not
the
to
rest of their
interject,
lives,
but yeah.
because their parents are not, their parents are so used to taking care of them for their whole life. Well, then, their parents are going to pass away, so that
Is that time?
these
That's major.
these foundations are raising money to help these children when they grow into adults get to a point to where they can get service if they need it into their adulthood. So charity is more just about finding service, helping people where they need, and giving basic needs to each and every person where it needs to be. So
That's great.
Final
Great.
thoughts. That was good shit, girl.
yeah. Well, are we getting to final thoughts? Is there any? I mean,
It's about that time.
do you guys
Well,
have-
it is
Yeah,
about
we
that
gotta
time.
wrap it up. Yeah.
So who wants to kick off final thoughts?
I'll make it real simple for
Yeah,
y'all.
but we'll go with you so I can just smash it, but continue.
I love it. You can't save the world until you have actually learned, find a way to fix you type thing. It's like, so we can sit here and have this conversation all day,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I promise you, man, a lot of people wouldn't be saying it. I hate this dude. If your circumstances were different, and I think that's just where at the end of the day, responsibilities, yo. We preach charity, but there's so much more we can give, but we don't for a reason. It's like this fine balance of doing what we need, personal happiness,
yeah.
and we also need to be there for those that need us. There's nothing wrong with being selfish, and people have, I don't know why it has this negative stigmatism. Extreme selfishness is ugly as hell. But charity, I'm sorry, man. I did that one time. It was lit. It felt good, but I don't feel compelled to just completely give my all, because I can't account for. You know what I can't account for? The child that I raised up in this world. And I gave her my principles, my morals, and everything. That's why I say y'all are trying to save the world before you've actually saved yourselves. Because it's that's just my personal opinion on it, man.
All right, well, go ahead, smash it.
I'm glad you said that. I was thinking, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna smash this, but instead I'll be very gentle about it. I definitely understand what you're saying, and I think you're absolutely right. There is a certain level of healing that you have to do within yourself before you can truly help someone else. I think our point of contention is that you haven't reached that yet. I can't speak for Jen, but I can definitely say for myself, I'm past that. Not to be insulting, but I am very okay with where I am, who I am, and what I've done.
Yeah, same.
Look in my eyes, all right?
Yeah, that's where you can tell it all.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Listen,
All I'm
hold
saying
on.
is I'm very happy. I'm in a position in which I understand my life. I accept this. I'm happy, and I'm fortunate enough to be in a position in which I can help others. And so for me, I don't have to question anything about myself, or where I've been, what I need. I can just literally give forth and help others, and that's what I want to do. So for me, it's all about the giving. And you're right. You can't reach that point until you've done that for yourself. And it sounds like you haven't reached that. And that's cool.
To be continued, man.
It's a growing point. And we're all gonna get there one day. But I've already passed it.
Okay,
He's
so
trying to bring up-
we're gonna end this with cheersing to Make a Wish and Autism Speaks. I want to say that if you guys want to donate to Make a Wish Foundation, just go to their website at wish.org. Autism Speaks, their website is autismspeaks.org. So if you'd like to donate, those are the websites right there. To two of my favorite.
We'll put them right here.
Yeah, also do the Alzheimer's Association because that actually does hit close to home because of, like I said, some family. But anyways, so donate if you'd like. If not, just give your $1 to your local Publix. They'll take
Let's
it.
match it. You want to match it?
Match what?
Whatever they donate. Our audience. Whatever our audience donates, you want to match?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
And we'll divide it between Autism Speaks and Make a Wish
pick.
Foundation.
Oh, let's pick. You pick your
Okay.
favorite?
Well, what about we flip a coin? Heads will be Make a Wish. Tails will be Autism Speaks. And we'll flip a coin, and then that's who gets the donation.
But I like the children one. How about that?
The battered women children?
Yeah, like abused children.
Yeah. Did I not? Okay.
Well, listen, I'm a little behind on child support. Can we make this in the third? It's like, y'all help me out with fucking. I'm so
Find
scared.
someone to be charitable to you.
We're gonna
Like,
make a GoFundMe. We're gonna make a GoFundMe for KG.
There you go.
Look.
So
I'll tell you what. On the screen right now, whatever we post up here.
yeah.
One for KG, one for Jen, one for me. It doesn't matter who you donate to, why you donate, whatever you donate, we'll match.
We'll match it.
We'll match $1 for $1. Absolutely.
All right, we'll
Done?
do that.
All right,
And
excellent.
and we're gonna discuss a 1 at 9 charity event. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Because since you
toasted,
already
bro.
have your,
Yeah, got me a note.
we're just gonna toast to our favorite charities. Like I said, Make a Wish, Alzheimer's Foundation,
To the Child Help one?
Autism
Yeah.
Speaks. Say what was yours?
It was like I think it's Child Help. I forget the name of it.
And the local one is Bridge the Gap, which they're amazing.
Charity.
Yeah, it's a charity.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay.
Like and subscribe. 1 at 9.
We're also on Podbean.
Podbean,
yeah.
Facebook, Snapchat. Follow us.
Oh, we
It's
have a
all. I'm gonna put it
Snapchat?
all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't have a Snapchat, so I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't use mine either. But I was thinking last night I might get back on.
I have a YouTube. We have a YouTube.
We do have
YouTube,
YouTube.
fuck,
Also,
forget
we're
Snapchat,
trying to
yeah.
figure out. Aren't we trying to figure out how to get on Apple Podcasts?
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay, so Apple Podcasts and
Apple
Spotify are
Podcasts.
coming. They're coming.
Podbean, Facebook, Instagram. We appreciate you, Frank.
Thank
Talia.
you.
Thank you.